Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses, gang. This video is a reaction to Wack 100 says Loose Cannon turned his back on him for internet clout.
Welcome to
Yeah,
another
don't
episode
say.
of the Adam and Wack Show. As you can see, we have assembled a star-studded panel, including two of my favorite hip-hop Caucasians, DJ Vlad and Trap Lord Ross, as well as the biggest Pyru himself, Wack 100, obviously. And then behind us, we got Remo. Academics is on the way. Should be here in like 15, 20 minutes. I don't know where this conversation is going to go, but I guess at least to start, I want to just acknowledge to Wack that something happened right before this whole Fed case, which was Bricc Baby and Loose Cannon appearing on the No Jumper show together, which in and of itself would have been the news, the conversation of the week. Pales in comparison a little bit to the Fed case. But how are you feeling seeing Bricc and Loose come together like that, seemingly under the auspice of them both having their issues with you? Let's start there.
It was a little fake.
It was a little fake. That's a weird way to start a sentence coming from Wack.
Because what I'm used to hearing is something totally different with that. But, Adam, the day, a couple weeks ago, when I came in talking about Bricc got ambushed and Bricc called you and I got Loose on the phone. That day, when Bricc started saying, what? I had my kid, you had your kid too. And I'm like, what is he talking about? He like, yeah, I had my kid too, right? So I'm looking at the phone now. The story you gave me in 600 was totally different. That's the day. And I hope my phone comes on because I'll show you something. One thing I like to do is my thoughts, I'll go on my phone and leave notes. Because when you close it out, it times and dates it. So if I could show you a note that's showing you my thoughts after I see something, it lets you know where I was, right? So,
Bro, I mean, I guess that's Wack is a pretty good storyteller usually, but this is just has nothing to do with nothing, bro. Why didn't you don't, it is what it is. Let's get it.
sitting back, just listening to it all and following it all, it was like, it been a game being played that didn't even have to be played. You know how, like, when you do shit for people, you do it because you want to do it. We all old enough and been in the game long enough to know, do what you want to do, because if it goes bad, know you can live with what you've done for that person, right? So seeing that, it was like, I don't have a problem with it, but it was like everything you heard a person say they was gonna do, and you seeing that and it's not happening, it's just like it make you scratch your head and wonder what you're dealing with.
So basically what I'm taking from it, you think that Loose was kind of doing a play that was rooted in his true feelings. Like you felt like he actually was ready to break away from you after all this time that you guys have been super locked in, and he chose to do it by
creating a fake beef.
So
you heard it when I called in.
Right.
I don't know what was said prior. Once I called in and started addressing what the issue was, you seen that, hold on, what y'all talked about this, that wasn't there, that wasn't there. Everything he said was there, it didn't exist, right? So it's like, and it's a little deeper because it's like other things was going on that I had caught on that really wasn't real, right? So I woke up to that.
Because it did seem like if Loose's reason for being done with his friendship with you, if all it took was you believing that his house getting raided in the clip that Sharice, his wife, posted, you casting doubt on that. If that
I still don't believe it.
Right. If that was the entirety of it, that just doesn't seem like a good enough reason for Loose to turn on you.
Okay, let's look at what we look.
Friendship.
Let's look at what we're looking at now.
So I don't know how Wack has anything to do with this. So allegedly, Loose Cannon's house got raided because he got swatted. Right? And as far as the whole fake beef between Bricc and him, Wack, I guess, told, well, I think it was Loose. Loose told a story where he ended up renting a house, doing an Airbnb, and they were supposed to fight, but Bricc turned it down. And Wack was kind of putting fuel on that fire, right? Because he ended up putting it out there and everything like that. If I remember correctly, I haven't been watching real mass media for like 2 weeks or so, but yeah.
Things work in mysterious ways. If the SWAT and the feds come to your home and you already on the list to get picked up, why would they let you go?
I mean, he was
Because
saying
it
that he
wasn't
was just
for
getting
that.
swatted by
Yeah.
like a fan.
But it's obvious from what we just saw yesterday, the indictment was signed on the 17th.
But if you get swatted, it's the local police showing up to your house,
Hell
whereas
no.
they got taken down by a federal indictment.
Did you look at that video? Who was involved? Those was negotiators, and you had every agency
I thought he just said it wasn't real. Come on now.
But
there.
it's still going to be local, state people,
No,
right?
No,
hell
nigga.
no. Not when you talking about hostage situations.
And it's a kid
But
in
whatever
there,
it may
yeah.
be, that's just my thought, my belief. So, and what's crazy is my phone. I text him when I seen it and told him I didn't believe it that morning.
Right. So he could have dealt with it by just giving you a call back and saying, "Hey, bitch, why you saying that?"
But that what it was. He claimed that I let somebody on my clubhouse floor call his wife a bitch. When we went and read the content back, nobody said nothing about his wife. They were talking about R&B.
Oh, okay.
Right? And then when he said, well, what you said, I said, hey, look, bro, if I knew you was in jail, I'm not going to tell the world you're in jail. You got a lot of enemies. You got a mother over there with a child, right? If I watched you go to jail, I'm not going to tell the world you in jail. I'm not going to do it, but I didn't believe it. So what I did was simply played the middle, and I just repeated what his wife said and left it at that. So his thing is, you repeat what my wife said is running content on me. Hey, look, bro, Blueface game myself. When content come out on me, Remo, we run it on my floor, right? So at the end of the day, if you told your woman to put the content up, I said, why'd you put it up? He said, in case something happened to me. I said, well, you...
That doesn't make sense, bro. Well, I heard Loose Cannon speak like 4 times, 3 of them today. A little bit more than that. That's an exaggeration. Not much. Not more than 10. That makes a little bit sense. A little bit of sense that he drinks. So my wife put the content up just in case something happened to me. Why are you reporting on it? It's on the internet, my nigga. But it is what it is.
to put it up on private.
Yeah,
Nobody
that
seen
too.
it, right? But when you put it up, it's gonna
It's
be
open
talked
season,
about.
Right.
yeah.
Let me ask you this, based on that, Wack, because I feel like it was interesting when you called into the show when Luce was on there, right? It seemed like he kept flip-flopping about what he was actually mad at you about, and it seemed to me that whatever he was really mad at you about, if he was even really mad, it definitely wasn't what he was saying. It was a secret. So, like, just to make it clear, like,
What? No, like
was it fake or was there something else he was mad about? Because it
he
didn't make
had
no sense.
He had no reason to be mad. He made something up, right?
He forgot mid-conversation what he was mad at you about a couple times. I remember.
Because he know that I'm gonna send him the content and he's gonna play it. Here you go, play it.
So do you think what was really happening is that really, because he already knew that stuff was about to get deep, he was
I
kinda,
don't know. I don't know if he knew that. I believe now that he was mad about the 600 stuff and him exposing about what the family said about the kid, right? I believe now, looking at it, that he may have known that he was caught up in the overall thing, right? I believe that's why he was a little bothered that 600 was pushing that issue about what the family was saying about the kid.
See, that makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot, much more sense. To be totally honest, I don't know what he's talking about because I just heard about all these details today. But yeah, let's get into it. I just have to pause it so often.
panicked The way he was moving.
I mean, because bro, he, you know, he said that they had already reached out to him. He would tell me things, but it didn't make sense to me, so I just disregarded. Right?
Did you note that at a certain point in the podcast, and it really didn't take that long, Luce became so high that he was almost incapable of being involved in the conversation anymore.
No, because after I stopped,
he wasn't smoking. It was just from Bricc Baby breathing weed in his face.
After I got off the line, I wasn't even watching anymore. It was just, you know, the thing about it is like, yo, Adam, it's real shit. If I feel like I got something else to do and I want to go my way, I'm just gonna have a conversation with you. But I think what it was sometimes people set out to have a motive. And I understand that. I've been in the game too long. Everybody has a motive with something they're doing.
That makes a lot of sense too. But it is what it is. Now it's not as Aaron Moses. I'm the band, you the band, we the band together, man. Lives in the breath. Breathe it in. Peace. Gang gang.